There we are, we're going live. How you doing, folks? Welcome to another Stramash sports show with me, Rory Hunter, David Robertson, and Davey, and Chris Linnett over there in Cumbernauld. We're all in different places. I hope you can hear us loud and clear. So the first thing is, can the Heart of Midlothian maintain their top of the position league status? David, as a Hibs fan, I'll come to you first. It might, through gritted teeth, you might be thinking your biggest rivals at the top of the league.
Are you asking me, Nori?
Aye. But...
No, not at all. I think they possibly can. I'm amazed they're 6 points in front after 50% of the fixtures. Good on them. You got to take that off. But I still think Celtic will spend relatively big. Hope it's not in Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
And probably chase them down. But, well, I mean, I can only take half the Hearts. It's just fantastic effort so far. And McInnes, what can you say?
Well, the thing is that if you look at the Hibs team, Chris, it's really solid. It's McInnes stamped all over it because he's got that great defence. He had that at Aberdeen, always played it to his strengths. He's got a cracking midfield that can create from back to front. They're really good in the counter, and they've got three players that can score goals. And he's got a good subs bench. What's not to like about this Hearts team? My goodness.
Exactly, and add to that the actual individual, the attitude in the team. Two games in the trot down to 10 men.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah, that's title winners. That's attitude, really.
I think so. And when you bring in somebody like Craig Gordon because your goalie is injured, and he does that. I hate it when they say that Gordon Banks save. There's plenty of players, goalies before him saved a shot like that. But he got down, and even the Dundee fans were up in their seats thinking it was the equaliser. And he clawed it out. David, he's 43. Where does he get the spring in the step from?
I've no idea, but providing it looked like it was all line to me, but that's me with my green specs on. But whatever, getting down there, whatever age, and clawing that out, what an effort. Incredible.
Absolutely. And it does fill you with hope and wonder if you're a Hearts fan. None of us are Hearts fans. But I guess because it's Hearts and not Celtic and Rangers, we really want them to break that mould, don't we? We really want them to do it for the rest of us. And we'll put all our prejudices aside about Hearts because there is they're the Queen's second 11, if you like, for a lot of Hearts fans, and a lot of Rangers fans will pick them as their second team. But I would rather them rather than the Rangers win, or the Celtic, to be quite honest. Again, Chris, where do you, if there is a chink in the armour with Hearts, where do you think it is?
Well, I think Cammy Demlin's probably going to be injured for a wee bit, so he reminds me of Ian Black, actually, except that he doesn't want to end another player's career every time he goes in for a challenge. That's probably the difference, really. But so they're going to miss him. But I just what amazed me was that they go down to 10 men and they still keep three up top.
Yeah,
Braga, Shanklin, Kazidris. I just thought, I mean, you're putting out a marker there, I think, really, to say, okay, we've had a wee bit of a setback, but game on, business as usual. And they ended up winning comfortably after the couple of disallowed goals. So it is championship winning attitude for the manager straight through into the team. But I'm not really seeing any massive weaknesses just now. What I would say is, maybe they should start trying to keep 11 men in the pitch. That's obviously a weakness.
Yeah.
That's never. I've had a look, and he's never done that before in his life. I mean, it was a bad challenge. I don't think he tried to hurt the guy, but it was mistimed. But it was bad. But that's they survived that. Well, that's his career one-off. That's a one-off in his career. So they just dug in and survived that.
I think so. You're right, Chris. Devlin, he's such a pivotal player if we get a couple of injuries, that's what I'm worried about, David. Do they have enough to back them up? I was reading something on the Hearts blog, and I went on to their podcast, and they were saying that Craig Spittle has not had a game for 4 matches, but he's still training hard. He's still going like mad. He's still trying to prove his worth. It's unfortunate when you've got a settled team that these guys can't get in until there's an injury, but they're still training really well. And I think that's another sign of a club on the right direction.
Undoubtedly. I think Devlin will be a big miss to them, but Spittle, if he's on his game, he's a fair player. Who knows? I wouldn't like to bet against them going all the way. Not now. Definitely not.
Well, Spittle, I've seen him playing for Ross County, best player in the park. I've seen him playing at Motherwell, very high achiever. Now he's with Hearts. He's got up a level. He's actually Scotland material if he's playing regular. He's got that ability to free kicks, half volleys. He's not a great header on the ball, a 6-yard player, but edge of the box, my goodness, he can direct a ball towards goal. And I think if they can do that, even though the Rangers are on a kind of renaissance, they're kind of playing pretty well, Chris. They've got a couple of good results. I still think there's more in the Hearts team than there is in the Rangers team. But is that fair?
Yeah, why not?
I think Hearts have come back for bigger adversity than Rangers just now. As I say, pointing to the last 2 games in Shankland, they went an age without him scoring, and it was they seek him here, they seek him there. So once you're top, and top by a mile player, no scoring, and you're still managing to get there, be round about for when they did start scoring. So Hearts they've got more of a team mentality about them. There's no doubt about that. I think Rolls come in and done well, but McInnes is just, you can see he's really loving his time there. And as you mentioned, players are just jumping at the bit to get in and about the first team. So it's really healthy just now looking. And the odd injury, Devlin, I think they'll manage to. He's not a world beater, but he's a great player with a great attitude. But I think they'll manage to overcome it.
And you know something else? Xander Clark. Remember Xander? He used to be. He's third choice goalkeeper. He's
away on loan somewhere.
Is he? Where's he gone?
Down south. I'm sorry, I can't remember where exactly, but it's down England somewhere. So you got to figure Craig Gordon must be good enough to play if push comes to shove.
It must be, because imagine if you're a professional goalkeeper and somebody who's 43 is seen to be better than you. That is, and Xander's not a slouch. He's a really good goalkeeper.
He's a fair keeper. Yeah,
he's a good goalie. So wish him all the best, and so let's see him playing back to try and get in that Scotland jersey, because we need a good goalkeeper in the Scotland team. And it's all very well saying Craig Gordon, but come the World Cup, it's when your body gets older, it's more prone to injury. That's a fact. In rugby, in tennis, in football, it's the same all over. So we need good backups for Craig Gordon if he's to be the number one. Celtic have been we were talking before, Chris, about Celtic signing this guy from Israel, Bati or something, but he's not signed for them. He's gone to a team down south. Do you think that players and agents are looking at Celtic and Rangers, and when they're in a bit of trouble, when Celtic were with Siegfried Nancy, whatever his first name, I can't even mind offhand. But do people look at that kind of scenario and go, "Don't go to Celtic. You'll never fit into that team. They're in a bit of a mess." And maybe that's what put him off. But now that O'Neill's back, do you think players like Callum Wilson, who can't get a game at West Ham, do you think the steadiness of the ship that he'll give, does that attract players rather than put them off?
I would say so. I mean, it all depends what the players are looking for. I mean, you'd love to say that it's all about their career, but for some of them, it's just a end of career payoff. or whatever. But with Villafred, I mean, the word gets, they're all, the Fitbits at a grapevine, they're all wee sweetie wives, so the word gets round fairly quick that it's a busted flush. Just avoid it at all costs, and because it's not going to, might be a decent payday, but it's not going to help your career. Because if there's chaos for the ground up, then they're really, you're not going to come in there and make a positive. It's very difficult for you to come in and make a positive influence where the guys that have been there for years are really struggling to understand the new manager's instructions, really. So it's not. Yeah. Whereas O'Neill, it's more the personality and tactics that just he's settled the ship, and even with Celtic not playing well, they seem to get results. Because that game the other night against Falkirk, how Falkirk never scored, I don't know. And they really deserved it. And that guy listening at the back had the beating of Tanecki. So but Martin O'Neill, just get the results, and it's results driven. So I think he's settling in and giving out his demands for the transfer window. So there's going to be improvements there.
What do you think, David? Do you think players and agents are looking at Celtic through the Nancy period and thinking, we're not putting any of our players to that club? It's they're going to be shop soiled. They're not going to get played, or they're going to be in a poor team. Do you think that happens?
The Wilfred Nancy period, I definitely think so. By the way, Callum Wilson rejected Celtic today.
They're going back in with another offer.
Okay. And if you're talking about paydays, I mean, biggest person on a payday at Celtic's got to be the goalkeeper, surely.
Yeah.
He has been singularly useless.
Yeah.
He's probably liable for Hearts being top of the league. Sorry, Hearts. But going back to your question, I think players of a certain standard are probably not going to go anywhere near Celtic or Rangers at the moment because of the way the two of them are not really playing very well. Whether that's the manager's fault, the player's fault, combination, don't know. But I don't see big name players going to either team at the moment.
It's the same with Aberdeen. Aberdeen were trying to buy players when we were on that downward spiral, and we were in the bargain basement of the Norwegian or the Scandinavian leagues, trying to get players to fill in positions. And none of them fit. It takes ages for these bit players to join in our team and work the system.
You got Nesbitt though, so I mean that's not too bad.
Do you know this? He's a damn good player. He's a damn good player if he gets service, and he makes runs, and he makes the team look foolish because nobody can pass to him early because they think he's going to be offside, and he never does get offside, and he scores goals when he gets half a chance. He scored a cracker. I think it was against Hibs. He scored a cracker.
I'm saying that tongue in cheek because the goal he scored against Hibs was just outstanding. And
I know.
It didn't surprise me. The minute I seen Nisbet on an Aberdeen team, I always go, oh no, oh no, oh no.
He's going to do one on us. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, is Scottish football in a good state just now because of the kind of demise of Celtic and Rangers, or is this healthy because they're not there? What do you think, Chris? Is it always healthy when teams are catching up on them?
Well, I mean, they're catching up on them as far as Europe goes because Celtic have a slight chance of getting through. But I mean, that's the ultimate test, isn't it? Europe. I'm pleased that it's a 3-horse race just now, and I hope it stays that way for as long as possible. I think it's great for Hearts and Rangers. They'll be, they'll be pinching themselves, saying, "How are we even in the same league?" Mm-hmm. All the chaos that's going on with a cash-rich club like Celtic. So I think it's great for the fans like that. Plenty of teams taking points off Celtic and Rangers, Motherwell, for example. So that's a great thing as well. So hopefully it is a shake-up for the league. Europe right now is a sorry state of affairs, but if maybe for a couple of seasons that there's a lot more of a fight in the title race, then I think that will translate into more fight in Europe. So that's what I'd be hoping for. But at the minute, like Celtic, if they're lucky, they might get through, but that's it. Everyone's long gone now.
Yeah, that's a forlorn hope, but you never know. Kieran Bowie, I'm getting on to Hibs now, David, because it looks like he might be moving. 23-year-old Hibernian Scotland striker has been looked at by Celtic, of all teams, and others. He's a pivotal player for Hibs right now. It'd be a tragedy if Hibs lost him to another Scottish team.
Yes, the only saving grace is that Celtic don't spend £6.5 million on a player from Scotland, so take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah, I hope he stays at least till the summer, but we will lose him eventually. I'm quite sure. But and he's not quite. When you say pivotal, I don't think he's quite pivotal yet. I think he will become pivotal, but I think he should be scoring more goals than he's certainly getting the opportunity, but just not sticking away at the rate I think he's capable of. But he's only 23.
That's right.
I'm sitting next to him, and he's a big guy, crikey.
Oh, I know.
The size of a man.
I know. He's got those that build that defies his age, isn't it? It's
yeah.
But he's in the team for tomorrow. But it looks like he might be on his way. And I tell you what, David Hay is not happy. He wants to keep all his good players, as you naturally think he would. Even the money, I don't think £10 million would satisfy David Hay, to be honest. If for a player, if he's going to be that in the future, more pivotal than most. Because I think you're coming to the end of Martin Boyle. He's kind of slowing down a wee bit, isn't he?
Yes. I think if he got an offer to go to Australia, he would go, and I don't blame him. He's been a great selling for Hibs.
Yeah, absolutely. The other, we've got to talk about St Mirren, Chris, because since the Carabao Cup, what cup was it? The League Cup, the Premier Cup, or something? I can't remember what it was called. They won it. The old League Cup, let's call it that.
Aye.
They beat Celtic. Since then, they have dropped off the cliff dramatically. Why do you think that might be the case?
Well, I mean, people talk about, there have been a few injuries, and I think that the players that it's not really so much the amount, it's the players like Hara, Bacchus, Ayunga. Yeah, really, really influential players. That I mean, Hara's just an absolute class act, but they just have to dig themselves out. It's just the way they lost all the games. It's as if like they huffed and puffed to beat Celtic, and then there's a recovery period, but that shouldn't be 4 games. Well, we're saying 4 just now, but it could be more. But they've absolutely fallen off a cliff, and I like the Northern Irish guys. They don't beat about the bush. It's just wants more from his players. Just saying that Hearts did the basic things well, and even it down to 10 men, and they just didn't. They a couple of goals that were rightly so offside, but you've got to pick yourself up. And at the moment, they seem to be feeling sorry for themselves.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing about Stephen Robinson, David, he never kind of uses his players as an excuse for losing a match. You'll say it was the weather conditions, or we didn't get the formation right, or we were a bit unlucky. He never usually blames the players. But now he's saying, I must give the team a shake. Give their heads a wobble, because they're not playing to what he's asking for. And they can't put in practice what he's been putting on the training pitch. That seems to be a lack of communication, or something's going wrong there.
Yes, I mean, I've got a lot of time for Robinson, and if he'd ended up managing Hibs a while back, I wouldn't have been upset. And he may well be managing another Premier team very soon. But I think he's generally spot on, and I think if he got better players with even a better team, I think he would get better results. But I mean, to win what the Hearts called the Wee Cup, fantastic effort, unbelievable.
Oh yes, they've succeeded in signing the long running pursuit of Jake Young. He's come back from.
Oh really?
Yep.
Okay.
So he's been chasing him for a number of weeks. But the thing is here, as Chris, as David kind of alluded to there, Is Stephen Robinson playing himself out of the St Mirren role, getting ready to position himself for the Aberdeen role?
I would hope no. I mean, he comes across as a guy that's got quite a lot of integrity and always wants to win. But I don't think even if he was that cynical, which I doubt, it's there's so many different permutations, things will play out, and all these black swan things that you'll never believe would happen. So I don't see how you can play yourself out of getting a job with let's say a better team by losing 4 games in the spin. I mean, it's one of these things that if you go down that route and you believe that, then you'll say, well, what's to say if he does okay at Aberdeen, he does the dirty on them as well. So yeah, if I genuinely thought that, I wouldn't go near a manager like that. Just no matter how good they are, if you can't trust them, then bin it. That's my opinion.
Well, I don't know, David. I'm of the opinion that when you've done as much as you can with a club and you want new challenges, even managers have got a short shelf life, because if they lose two or three jobs, nobody touches them after that. So he's won a cup. He's got that in the bank. He knows how to make a team. He's a hot favourite, Bookie's favourite to take the Aberdeen job. We'll have to wait and see. The director of football at Aberdeen says he wants a Scottish manager, or a man. No, well, Stephen Robinson's not Scottish, but you know what I mean. He knows the Scottish system very well. It looks like all the angles are getting channeled towards Stephen Robinson coming to Aberdeen, and I'm just wondering, is he making it easy for himself by berating the team a wee bit and talking about the challenges and talking about no money left and these signings? I don't know. I just think maybe football's made that way. There's all kinds of, Chris maybe alluded to it as well. We don't know what's happening in the background. Who's he talking to? Who's his agent speaking to? Can it be released yet? Is there a clause in his contract that can be overturned? We don't know. But for me, it seems just on the paper, it looks like he's coming to Aberdeen.
I'd be amazed if he's not the next Aberdeen manager, to be perfectly honest. If this guy wants a Scottish, as you say, Scottish, well, I get experience in the SPFL, he's the guy. I think he's been relatively successful. The teams he's managed so far, okay, someone lost 4 on the bounce. Chris, I appreciate that, but he's not on the park kicking the ball. The players are.
Right.
I would be surprised if he's not thereabouts for the next manager's job. The only other person I think might have a sneaky chance is Scott Brown.
Do you reckon?
I do. I think that, yes. I think there's a small chance.
Small chance.
You might take a punt on Scott Brown. The problem with that, Chris, if he goes to Aberdeen and is successful, he'll be straight off to Celtic the following season. That's
Did you know I with Stephen Glass at one point?
Yeah.
Aye.
That's right. But I tell you what, on the fans forums through Red Tinted Glasses, the Aberdeen podcast, they're saying we don't want Scott Brown, not a chance in hell.
Is that right? Really?
Aye.
Okay.
I don't know where that comes from. I think it's maybe his time here at Pittodrie wasn't that great.
No.
He's a bit of a hothead, and he doesn't come across well with the media. I don't think he'd be the great person that could promote Aberdeen through the media. I think he would be all over the place.
Do you know, when I think about it now, I wouldn't want Hibs either, to be perfectly honest. I can see where they're coming from. Nice guy, super player, manager, Hibs, disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah. And you know what? There's something like, Chris, 50 candidates for the Aberdeen job.
Wow.
50 already. And they're sitting their way through it to get interviews.
If you could have a sort of rolling interview, just have a new one every week, and then at the end of a year, tote them up and see who's still standing.
50 managers, that'd be a great podcast. Do it all together.
Aye.
How many languages have to translate into?
Well, see, this is the thing, but again, the director of football is wanting somebody with knowledge of Scottish football. So you're whittling that down from 50 maybe to what, 20?
Unless you count Kettlewell, but he's got a job.
Well, we'll get to him in a minute. We'll get to him in a minute because Ross County fans are absolutely delighted. Beat Partick Thistle at the park in Dingwall. They weren't supposed to win that match, and that's the first match they've won in about 12.
Yeah.
You know, first game, Kettlewell's turned it round, got the players playing the way he wants to, and look at him, he's sailing. We'll get back to him in a minute. So that's St Mirren and Aberdeen. I've kind of segued them together. I'm going to get to the quiz right to put a question to you, and this is quite a straightforward one. Glenn Reid put these in, so thanks for that, Glenn. Glenn will be back next week. He says, at which two clubs did Ali McCoist begin and end his playing career, respectively?
No idea.
Who did he start off with, Chris?
I think it wouldn't have been Celtic. I know that much. I think he ended with Kilmarnock, I believe, and who did he start with?
Could it be Kilmarnock?
No, I'll give you 1 point because he finished with Kilmarnock. That was his last club, playing under Tommy Burns in that era.
Queen's Park, I'll say, but I know it's not. It's not.
David, who do you think he started his career with?
I haven't got a clue. I'm going to gamble and say Ayr.
I knew this one, right? But I know I've got it in front of me, but I didn't know this. It's St Johnstone.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, started off with St Johnstone. So I'll tell you what, we'll get the next question will come up in a minute, but I do want to take five minutes to talk about Glasgow Warriors, just to change it a wee bit. But it's really important in Scotland that we promote and champion those that are doing well in our country. And
Absolutely.
Glasgow Warriors are taking Europe by storm. They have got a small squad. They're playing a small stadium, and they're a franchise of Scottish rugby, which, by the way, is a hindrance rather than a big help. And they've got a manager that's got this team ticking over really well. And it was interesting, Chris, to hear one of the players speaking about their success. He goes, "We make ourselves difficult to beat. They've got to beat us because we trust in our systems and we trust in our strengths. They've got to beat us. It's not us beating them." Isn't that a magic place to be if you're a professional sports person?
Oh, I mean, if you have your system and you believe in it, then that takes a lot of the guesswork out. Mind you, I think, what was it, Mike Tyson says, yeah, everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face. But it seems to be working for them so far, so fair play.
Aye. Well, that's a good point because what he was going on to say was that they prep every week for the team they're playing, but they don't change. They prep and watch their weaknesses, and they know that their system will counteract their weaknesses or their strengths, and it works every time. They went away to France last week, for example, playing Clermont. Clermont they're star-studded, and the Glasgow boys went there and turned them over. I think they got a bonus point try within 40 minutes, first half. Unbelievable power play. David.
Good on them. I'm not a rugby fan, but I had to ask my son this morning, what's the score? And just like you said, Dad, they're doing incredibly well for a small in rugby terms team. But yeah, if the Scots didn't do well, crack on, Macduff.
Aye, and the thing is, a lot of people might want to watch it, Chris, just because it's Glasgow and it's a Scottish team. But you've got to watch it on your Fire Stick if you've got one, you know what I mean? Because it's on Premier Sports. And that's another thing that really annoys me, that most of the population of Scotland don't get to see them because they don't have that pay-per-view kind of stuff. But when you do watch them, this Sunday, at 3 o'clock, they're taking on Saracens, one of the crack English teams. And they need to win it to stay top and get an easier route to the next round in this is the group stages, so it'll be in the one-off matches. They can do it. They can really do it. And I'm just celebrating the fact that Scotland has that team. What baffles me as well at the same time, when you've got such a successful team, two of the main players are making moves to play for other teams. And Chris, do you get it? Would you move from a really successful team, or would you think, well, I'm a professional rugby player, I've only got limited time playing, I might as well make as much out of it as I can. Glasgow don't pay much as other teams. What would you do?
Well, I mean, I agree with ambition, but it's whether you want silverware or you want the actual King's shilling. I mean, everybody makes their own decision, and all the rest of it. So, I mean, if people want to leave and earn more money, then again, that's fair enough, and they've probably they've obviously earned the right for that. But for me, if I was in that position, I believe I would go for the silverware.
I would as well. Personally speaking, I would be, because see, when I look back on it when I'm retired, and I'm sitting there on my dressing table, 2 trophies or 2 medals, and I tell my grandkids or my kids what I've just had, what I've done, what an inspiration that is. I can't show David £20,000 of money. I can't show them that. It's going to be spent. So I just wonder.
I'm in the 2 year. I would have the silver every time, because you can't buy that. Well, not yet anyway. But it's just back to Steve Robinson effect, as you say. He's got that one in the bank. He'll have that forevermore.
Yeah, exactly. And so he can say, I can rest my laurels. Look what I've got. I'm not a bad manager. If he's in a sticky spell with his new club, maybe at Aberdeen, and he goes 6 games without a win, he just says, well, I've got a trophy. I've won a trophy. I need time to get my team sorted. And he'll get that time because he's got money in the bank. Excuse the pun, but you know what I mean? He's got the...
Yeah.
So, but then the other thing is, Chris, would you rather be playing your rugby in the south of France or in a rainy Glasgow?
Well, there is that. You know, I was about to say good morning, but there definitely is that. And if you're nearer the end of your career, you'll probably think, okay, family, right, away you go. But will you be warming the bench? That's the thing.
But again, you're going to take 2 years playing rugby in another country because it's hotter and there's bigger stadiums and better crowds and all the rest of it, better excitement. But I suppose you could relay that back to your kids when you've retired. You've done that. And Glasgow haven't won anything yet. They're just on a good run.
Yeah, no, but you don't win anything until you win it. So, I mean, obviously this comes back to Aberdeen doing qualifying round for the Cup Winners' Cup. And, you know,
yeah, exactly.
You couldn't have got a bet on them to do that. But, it's not 1 in a million or whatever. But you never really know. But, yeah, I mean, I suppose the guy's got to do what's best for his family, I'm guessing.
Aye, I guess. But Tom Jordan, Glasgow player, went to the Bristol Bears, big, huge outfit, loads of money. And now he's looking at Glasgow and he's looking back over his shoulder thinking, well, that was, he's been on record saying he wishes Glasgow well and he misses Glasgow. But sometimes it's out of your hands as well. If the club doesn't want you, you've got to move and you've got to go away. I'm going to bring up the second question, if you like, guys. Stand up for this one. Who are the only Scottish club to have broken the world transfer fee record? This is a toughie.
In which sport?
Football.
Okay.
I'll give you the question again.
Okay.
Who are the only Scottish club to have broken the world transfer fee record?
It's got to be a trick question.
Can you tell us roughly what decade?
Nah.
Century.
20th century.
That's a big range, 20th century.
I know, but there was less Scottish interest, and there was a lot. The thing about back then, Scottish football was a very, very. We were the champions. Scottish football led the way. We were putting guys to Argentina and Brazil, showing them the passing game.
It sounds to me like somebody went from a Scottish team to Italy a long, long time ago.
Dennis
might
Law.
be. Yeah, so that's not a bad shout.
Well, I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a big clue. It was in 1922.
Okay, no chance then.
Dennis Law's da.
My mother wasn't even born in 1922.
I
Dennis
know.
Law's da.
Aye, Dennis Law's granda.
Right, how much did he go for in 1922?
Oh, take a guess. Take a guess. Highest
£5
fee
grand.
ever. How much?
£5 grand.
2 and 6.
David, bang on.
Really?
Yep. He went for £5 grand. I'll tell you who it was. Well, the club was Falkirk, right?
Really?
Wow. Yep. They sold a guy called Sid Puddlefoot, who went to West Ham for £5,000. Fact.
Wow.
I thought you would have got that, Chris. Come on.
There's a puddle joke in there somewhere, but no, I mean I've never heard of this guy.
Puddlefoot.
They got a point for the £5 grand.
£5 grand.
They got a point for that though.
You do.
Thank you.
I'll give you a point for that. So you've got 2 points. No, you're 3. I'll give you 2 for the first. What did you get? You got 1 for Kilmarnock and 1 for that. So that's 2 points you've got. Chris has got 1. 2-1. I'll keep the next question for later. But it's Scottish Cup tomorrow, and I think we better give a bit of time because there's a lot of fixtures to analyse. But start with you, David. You've got Dunfermline away. That's going to be a toughie, isn't it? Man.
Yes, it will be a toughie. Oh,
that's a banana skin.
Neil Lennon. Yeah. It'll either be a disaster or Bowie will score a hat-trick. I don't want Bowie to score a hat-trick because it'll probably increase his value. And a small win for him would be good. Thank you.
Yes. Do you think that's going to happen, though?
Yes.
Right. So is that your heart speaking or your head, or both?
Both. I think Hibs should be more than capable of turning over Dunfermline on a good day.
It's an early kickoff, that one, so the cameras must be there.
Yes, it's on the BBC.
On BBC.
No stick required.
The guy that wears the glasses for Dunfermline striker, he's a cracking player. He's got a nose for goal.
Yeah.
I do this. I'm going to go Hibs, but only just. I think
that would surprise me, to be perfectly honest.
Chris, have you seen much of Dunfermline this year?
No, I think I saw them one Friday night, but I've not seen a massive amount. No. But
well, they're against Hibs. What do you reckon tomorrow? Who's going to take that one?
Does it go to penalties?
I think it does.
Does it? No, I think Dunfermline might be good enough for the draw in normal time.
A draw in normal time.
Yeah.
I think there might be, but Hibs' quality in the end might show through. They've got some great players, Hibs, really good athletes, and they've got good formations. I think Hibs might just have enough to get that one.
Listen, just to digress a second, Lennon, Aberdeen, that's not such a daft idea.
Yes, I know, but he's not. He's somewhere like 4th in the bookies list.
Oh, 4th, that's okay.
He knows
the Premier League.
He's there and thereabouts. I think the problem was that with Aberdeen, we don't like ex-Rangers and ex-Celtic, it's just something about us. We don't like them. So we don't like Scott Brown. Because the thing is, you said it, David, if they do really, really well with Aberdeen, then Celtic will come back for them and give them a second shot. Aye, exactly. Airdrie against Arbroath, that's our first division. That's a hard one to pick out. Probably Airdrie because they're playing at home, but Arbroath are playing good football as well. That's a toughie. I don't know who to pick between those two.
Arbroath to nick it just.
Right, Chris?
I'll go for the Airdrie then.
Playing at home. Good team. I've never heard of Camelon Juniors. They must be from, I don't know where they're from, but they're playing Elgin City at home. Chance for a small team to do a bit of damage, I think.
They're apparently a junior team, so, I mean, they'll be fit. So, I'm going to go for that. I'll go for
Cameron Junior.
Here's the underdog, like Hearts.
Aye. Here's a cracker as well. Dundee United not playing well. Jim Goodwin's under a lot of pressure. He seems to have a team that can play for a half only. This is the criticism from his own fans. But they're playing Ayr United, Scott Brown, who are doing pretty well. How do you think that was going to go, Chris? This could be a shaky time for the fans of Dundee United.
It could be. No, I think they've still got players to hurt a team like Ayr United. I'd go for 2-0 win.
It's a cup though, David. It's a cup. It's a one-off.
I wouldn't bet against Scott Brown in there. No. I wouldn't bet against Jim Goodwin getting it wrong. No offence.
Aye, that's the
He got
point.
bulleted at Easter Road, having gubbed them 6-0. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. It's Dundee United through Jim Goodwin getting it wrong, underestimating. The first goal in that game will be crucial because if Ayr United get it, bang, you've lost it. Because Dundee United struggle to put the ball in the back of the net. If Dundee United get it, might settle them down. First goal's crucial. But I'm going to go Ayr United as a wild bet, you know. Kelty Hearts are playing Cove Rangers. This will be a classic. Cove Rangers, Paul Hartley's team, ex-Celtic, ex-Aberdeen, ex-Hibs. Was it Hearts? Did he play for Hibs?
Played for Hearts and Hibs.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. He's managing Cove Rangers, doing pretty well with them. Playing Kelty Hearts, who infamously took on a guy, I can't remember his name, but he wanted to go into management. They gave him a shift. And 2 weeks in the job, he says, I'm not wanting to do management. I hate it. It's not what I thought it was. And away he went. I can't remember the guy's name. He played for Aberdeen. He played for Celtic. Charlie. He played for Dundee United as well. Mulgrew. That's the guy. Charlie Mulgrew.
He's now running a golf podcast. He's trying to get down to scratch in 3 months or something. And that's true. That's true.
I know. I've seen him.
Oh, you've seen him?
Yeah. He's like, from management to a golf podcast, you know, my God. I take Cove Rangers on that one. I think Paul Hartley's a great manager, great coach. I'm going there. I'm taking them. Who do you go, Chris?
I'll go for Cove as well.
Cove. David?
Can't have two Hearts teams winning. Come on. It's not natural. Cove, please.
So I take it you're going for Cove as well?
Absolutely.
Only because there's Hearts in the name.
No, I think because the manager's I think he's a fair manager.
Aye. Kilmarnock Dundee. Oh, now. I tell you what, Chris, we've much maligned Stephen Presley because of his deadpan media talk and all the rest of it. But I tell you what, he's putting together a good team there.
Aye.
I mean, they nearly drew with Hearts, the league leaders. It was a wonder save that stopped them. I think this will be a cracking game. What do you think of this? The managerial appointment, David, of Neil McCann and Billy Dodds?
Well, at least I'm over here the monotonal voices on the BBC for a couple of weeks. Not a lot, to be honest, but going back to Dundee, can you imagine if Dundee won? They'd probably rocket up the charts to be the next Aberdeen manager, that boy.
Well, I tell you, there's stranger things have happened.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you. Chris, what do you reckon?
Dundee might get a wee result tomorrow.
True, I think so too. I'm thinking Dundee have now are switched on. They're a good football team. They know the system and they know when to counter attack. What about you, Chris? Do you think Kilmarnock have got an earthly?
Well, I mean, the plastic pitch, that'll certainly stand in their favour.
True. Yep.
Maybe the bounce as well. But yeah, Dundee, I watched them playing, and just Congreve just seemed to, any time he went through, he was always going to get a cross in.
Yeah.
It just seemed as if they couldn't really stop him. So they're definitely, you look at, Simon Murray just coming off the benches, but he still looks as if I think he's carrying a tiny wee injury the way he was sort of coming on the pitch. But
He has, yeah.
yeah, they can hurt people. So it's that's the thing. Obviously, these go to a finish then. So maybe Dundee to continue then. Yep.
I think Dundee as well. Another one, bottom two of the league, Livingston St Mirren at Livingston. Whoa. Is that this is a game on paper? Oh, I wouldn't go to that, you know. But it'll probably be the game of the day. Do you know what I mean? This is how things turn out. David Martindale, and quite rightly so, David, has been at the wrong end of refereeing decisions against the old firm. And everybody's saying he's a misery guts, he's a moaning face. But I tell you this, he's got valid points when you watch the game's over. His team have had really bad luck with the referees. And that's
I think he's a far better manager than people give him credit for. He's working with next to nothing. He seems to walk on water. If he survives this year, I don't know much more the guy's got to do to get a job somewhere else.
I know.
He just calls a spade, and I hope he survives. I really do.
It's me too. But he's the kind of guy, Chris, that didn't mind the drop into the championship, because he said it's much better to play in. Every team can beat each other. When you're in the Premier League, you're at the bottom 2 or 3 or 4 because the rest have got so much more resources on you. It's just, this is again, I suppose, a plea for a restructured league system. Get it sorted. Top 6 is great, but that's the only thing good about it. We're losing the impetus of good football in the Premiership, because I just said it there. Liverpool are playing St Mirren. Livingston are playing St Mirren, and we all went, that'll be a poor game. But why should it be a poor game? Because they're both equal. Do you know what I mean? It could be one of the games of the day.
You don't really know. I mean, I would say at least you know that Martindale isn't bribing anybody. the results that are coming out so far. So yeah, but I mean, it is a bad run of luck. But what else can you do? You just need to, you really just literally get on with it, because there's no other, there's nothing else for it. I mean, I don't, you could start getting into conspiracy theories and say, well, the refs have got it against Livy and all that, but. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these things often come back to bite you. But I mean, it makes for good. Obviously, I'm not a Livy fan, but it makes for good interviews at the end of the game. But just
it does.
Yeah. Maybe get a swear box in or something like that. That would certainly boost the coffers.
Aye, but he's honest, and he said, David, at one interview, I remember, he says it's a two-way thing. Livingston gave him the chance to get his daughter from the school and take her back home again and get off and put her to bed at night, and he didn't have to worry too much. These are things that money can't buy, you know. And he puts things into perspective. The guy's been in prison. He's seen the hardest part of life that you can ever imagine, and survived it.
I can't imagine anyone else being in prison and doing the job he does. It just. It's a breath of fresh air at times, and he must be such an inspiration to people that are doing their luck or whatever. But look, I hope he's here for a wee while.
Me too. And do you know this? He is a good footballing man. He knows his stuff. He's got his coaching badges. He knows how to play football. And I just think St Mirren are still. I don't know. The honeymoon is over from the World Cup. The League Cup final. They haven't recovered, and I don't think they're going to recover in time to beat Livingston. I think it'll be close, but I think Livy, knowing that they can't do much in the league, might see this as their chance to go further in the cup, and this might be the impetus they need. I'll go Livy for this one.
Me too.
2?
Yep.
Right, I'll be the old devil's advocate then. Noticed you were saying Martindale's honest, and you're like, of course, but just, but I mean, they did get him. They stuck by him and they got him. They helped him get his badges. He obviously put in the groundwork himself. But I'll go St Mirren then. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Motherwell Ross County. Oh, now on paper that looks like Motherwell are going to romp it. This is Stuart Kettlewell David going back to play his old team.
Oh,
The thing about this one is, can I just say this before I go into asking your prediction? The thing about this is that the Ross County fans were like, oh no, we're getting Kettlewell. It's the second time back. But when they saw him playing and his team playing, they're now in raptures. They can't believe that their team has now turned the corner. Is it enough to beat a fantastic Motherwell team?
One swallow does not make a summer. So let's take this even perspective. But I think Motherwell on paper should win this easily. Kettlewell with the history, who knows? But I think Motherwell have got so really impressed when they played Hibs recently, and they've got a lot of class. Yeah. They should win easily. But it's the cup, who knows?
Well, it's just because I'm up here and Ross County fans will be wanting me to push their team a wee bit, so that's what I'm doing. Chris, do you give Ross County any hope?
I mean, I just think Motherwell are a really strong outfit, throughout the team and just their whole community spirit. I think that's good. I don't know how long he's going to be there. I don't think he's going to walk out or anything like that. Bimner. But Motherwell, they're firing on all cylinders. Bearing in mind they beat both Celtic and Rangers and comfortably, and ran Celtic ragged. So I mean, the one prediction is there'll be plenty of boo boys during the game. But no, I fancy Motherwell 2-0 here maybe.
Yeah, even though my heart wants Ross County to do well, I watched Motherwell playing the silkiest football, the passing game they've got. They know how to take out two players at a time. Do you know what I mean? With one ball, it's good football to watch, and I think Motherwell. I've got to go Motherwell as well on that one. Partick Thistle, Montrose. On paper, I think Partick Thistle should take that one. Doing well in the league. Montrose below them in another league, I think. Partick Thistle for me.
Can't see any other result, to be honest.
Yeah. Chris, do you see any upset on that one?
No, I think we're all agreed there for Thursday.
Okay. That's the banker, right? Three of us have gone, put our money on the bookies, give us a fiver back on that one. Tomorrow, it'll be a different story. Spartans. Playing another team from up the road from me, Inverness Cally Thistle. I don't know much about Spartans. Does any of you two know about Spartans?
Well, they're a local teamish to me, but I'll be surprised if they troubled Inverness. But hey, after things have happened, who knows?
Well, Chris, Inverness Cally Thistle, top of their division, going great guns, scoring goals for fun, scoring 4 at a time more often than not. This is a team that was on the brink of receivership, This is the Phoenix that has risen from the ashes. They're playing a really good brand of football as well. Against Spartans, which I don't know too much about, this could be a really good game. Not sure. I'm hoping Cally Thistle can take it.
Can't see them not doing it.
I've passed by actually on the bike their social club a few times. I've never been in, but I'm sure it'll be bouncing tomorrow after the game. I think.
I'm taking Inverness Cally to win that one. Stenhousemuir, Greenock Morton. Greenock Morton got a new manager as well. Ian, what's Ian's second name? He was at Wraith Rovers. He gets Ian Murray, that's the one.
Ex-Hibby.
A really good manager.
Aye.
He's been out of football for a wee while, but he's now got a job at Greenock Morton. They're away to Stenhousemuir. Was that not Craig Levine's old team?
Is it?
Did he not manage them at one point? Craig Levine?
I think he did. You're right. I think he did, yes.
Yeah, his first team. Right. I think Greenock Morton will have too much for them. I think Ian Murray's got that in this. He's a grand manager. I don't know why Wraith Rovers.
Remember Wraith bullied them when they were almost top of the league. I mean, it's just incredible.
He got them to second position in the playoffs.
I knew he was feeling close to the top by.
Yeah, they were in the playoff position and they sacked him.
Yeah,
saying he didn't take us as far as he could. What? Unbelievable nonsense. So he's with Greenock Morton. I hope he has success there, and I hope that starts tomorrow with a win in the Cup against Stenhousemuir. I'm taking Greenock Morton.
Me too.
Two.
Right,
Chris?
I'll go Steny then.
It's a home game. I don't know much about Steny. I just know that Greenock Morton have been playing well in the Championship, really good. Stranraer, they could do a lot better by signing Hibs goalie.
Which one?
They're playing Queen's Park. Queen's Park, I don't know what about Queen's Park. They're up and down like a fiddler's elbow. Win 1 week, draw, lose the next 2. Will the real Queen's Park please stand up? They're playing Stranraer. I have no clue about this one. I would just put a pin in between the two of them and pick one of them. Anyone got any better ideas?
I think Stranraer might do it.
Oh, David, you're saying Stranraer, home game, home match for them.
Queen's Park, you're right, all over the place. Yeah, I think it could be.
Stranraer.
Yeah.
Aye. And Chris?
I'll go Queen's Park, Mount Florida's finest.
I'm going to go Stranraer because I can't trust what team will turn out for Queen's Park. Another good one. Hearts against Falkirk. Another Premiership.
Well, I tell you, if ever there was a banana skin,
you're
looking right at it.
I'm telling you. What do you think? Scott Armfield left Falkirk. He's gone to Livingston. He's the kind of guy you would want on your bench, isn't he, David?
Absolutely.
To win a game for you. But he decided that Falkirk, he'd gone as far as he could, and he's getting on in years, and he wanted to play football. David Martindale saw him, took him on. Good signing for Martindale, I think. Could be beneficial tomorrow when they're playing. Hearts got too much. Are they on fire just now?
Yes, but can you imagine if John McGlynn turned over Hearts? I mean, there'd be such a party in Leith, it wouldn't be true.
I know.
Unlikely, but
the thing is, David.
Come on, Falkirk.
Aye, but he's got the nous. He's got the football.
Well.
I'm telling you, teams don't win 4-0, 5-0 against Falkirk. They win by 1 goal or 2-1. 2-0's the max they get on them. He's got such a good team, and the crowd play a big part in this.
Down to 10 men, Hearts will fail for the 3rd time.
So you're going Falkirk, David?
Oh, definitely.
Chris, what are you going for?
Well, I mean, I feel that Hearts have showed that they're a wee bit invincible, and everybody, okay, it's a cup, but everybody's wanting to cement their place in the squad.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Hearts 10 men or otherwise winning by the odd goal 1.
Okay, make it 9 then.
Do you know
that didn't help St Mirren against Rangers, right enough.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
What about this for a scenario? Falkirk win, and Derek McInnes isn't too unhappy because it gives him a chance to, rest his players because they won't have more cup games, and he'll get them fresh for the league games.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Norrie. That is a fair point. Yeah.
Do you put all your eggs in one basket and think, I'll put in a second team. I'll give a couple of the youngsters a run out today, not caring if you win or lose. And if it goes out in penalties, it's a lottery. Doesn't matter anyway, does it? Doesn't matter.
That's a conspiracy. I like that.
I know, it's a conspiracy, I know, but I love these things, you've got to say them. Now, my team tomorrow, our team, Chris, Aberdeen have got Wraith Rovers. What have Aberdeen and Wraith Rovers both got in common?
They won't be in the Premier League next year.
No, they sacked Barry Robson.
Right.
Both of them did. So who's in charge of Wraith? I can't mind. Who's the Wraith Rovers? I can't mind who's the manager of Wraith Rovers. Forget. But Aberdeen got too much, you would think. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We don't have a manager, David. We've got a caretaker, Peter Leavens, taking the team. He's not done so well. He's been unhappy. He's been really critical of them, not playing to his systems, not showing enough fight, not enough tracking back. And crucially, he says they've not got enough skill. His own team.
Is that right? Really?
Right.
Wow.
It's gone ballistic, this one.
He's obviously trying to wind them up to bring out a performance.
Possibly. It could be reverse psychology.
Yeah, it's reverse psychology. Classic reverse psychology.
Yeah. Saying something really bad to spur them to do something good. I don't know. I've seen Aberdeen playing I see Aberdeen every week. And I just think Aberdeen... Jimmy Teelan didn't know his first 11. He really didn't. And he chopped and changed and he put these people in and it didn't work. And he tried a back four and a back five. It didn't work. It couldn't work if the players on equal sides. He had some injuries. But Jimmy Teelan, because he won the Scottish Cup for Aberdeen, was seen as the Messiah, do you know?
Yeah.
But that's because Schmeichel made a hell of an error and brought it to penalties where we won in the lottery. I don't think he was as great as what he made out, Chris. That's controversial, isn't it?
Well, I mean, in 100 years' time, they'll still be talking about how they started the league and then how they collapsed. You know, if that was in a film, you'd say too much Hollywood. So if anybody ever finds a secret to that, then they'd be worth £1 billion. So
I know. But what are you going, Chris? Are you going Aberdeen win tomorrow?
Nearly one, I think. Mitov will get the first goal, no doubt. And I think maybe Aberdeen 2-1.
Do you reckon 2-1? Every time I've said Aberdeen to win, David, they've drawn or lost.
Is that right?
So yes, that's the only reason I'm going Wraith Rovers to win this match tomorrow.
Well, no, I can't see that. I think Aberdeen will win. I think Aberdeen will. I'll be surprised, but yeah, I'm going Aberdeen. Come on, the Nisbet man.
Aye, well, if Scotty Nisbet is off the bench and he's playing up front and he's getting help, I think we could do a bit of damage. If Clarkson plays, Clarkson's a great provider. He likes to be at the front of the midfield going forward. He's not a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Which Teelan had him playing, and he was out of sorts. You know, he had to run so fast to get up, leaving gaps. If you play him at the top end of the midfield going forward, he can supply Nisbet. He's been doing it for Aberdeen for years. And why we haven't utilised that more and more, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going Wraith Rovers. It could be the big upset.
That's impressive, Murray.
Yeah. And the last one, Auchinleck Talbot against Celtic.
No, surely not.
Oh, there might be more on Monday night, I think. I'll just check if there's one on Monday. But Auchinleck against... Rangers are playing on Monday night, aren't they?
No, I think they're playing tonight.
No, they're playing tonight, I think.
Oh, are they? I missed that one. Who are they playing tonight?
Athletic.
And that's who it is, yes.
Oh, great. We'll all say Rangers for that one, right?
I would think so.
Right. That one. Right. Getting back to Celtic.
Even with Schmeichel, I think Celtic have got enough to win.
The thing is, right, I've been to junior games and I've seen it's almost like going back to Scotland when they played against Uruguay. You know, these big tackles that were going in. There's going to be a few injuries, Chris, isn't there? Playing a team like Auchinleck Talbot. Because that's the way they play.
Quite apt you say that. If you remember that guy McCready that played for Chelsea, they showed you his challenge against Billy Brenner.
Aye.
You know, I think he started that just under the solar plexus. So yeah, it was just.
I know, but I remember seeing Auchinleck Talbot play. I think it was Petershill Juniors or something in the cup, and it was just battles. I mean, they were fighting each other. I'm sure instead of oranges at halftime, they had orange and vodkas at halftime. You know what I mean? My God, this could be a tricky try for Celtic, and only because they'll be chivied and they'll be harassed. But I think they'll do it. Surely, Chris.
I mean, they might struggle honestly, the way they struggled against Falkirk, obviously Auchinleck are maybe not quite as good. but they'll just bring on the big guns after 60 minutes or whatever to finish the job. But, I mean, you always hope that, you know, Auchinleck will make a decent game of it. But if I was them, I would go for it for the first 15 minutes. That's
yeah.
Can you imagine that gets to penalties and Schmeichel? Oh dear.
I know. Well, I'm going to go Celtic, but this could leave Mark. The question I'm going to ask though, if Nancy was in charge of Celtic playing Auchinleck Talbot, would you still go Celtic?
Yes.
Just to know more.
No, they should win comfortably. But
7-0. 7-0.
I mean to go 7, but no, come on. Seriously?
Fine.
Right.
Aye. So we're saying Celtic. It's all got to be, isn't it?
Nah, it'll be good for 3-4-5, I would think.
I think Martin O'Neill will play.
But you'd be better than goals than Schmeichel, to be perfectly honest.
Aye, put with nets.
Certainly taller.
His Zimmer frame could be flung a plot across the 6-yard box to stop a goal going. I don't know. Listen,
He's pretty fit. I don't think he needs a Zimmer. He's pretty fit for a guy at 73.
Aye, well, I was trying to picture this old guy in the nets, you know. Listen, guys, it's come to the end of the time. That's flown past. That's just gone like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, really enjoyed it. Listen, if you've followed us and you watched this from beginning to end, do us a favour. Subscribe to Stramash Media, like it and share it, and get it all over the place. And there's wee bits coming all over. Is that you, Christine? There's things popping up on my screen.
I'm playing Pac-Man as we speak.
Better
go, there's a ghost.
Aye. Right, that's it. Listen, we'll catch up next week. We've got all kinds of stuff going on then. And by the way, David, check your Twitter messages because I sent you one for last week, but you never replied. I don't know what happened to you.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I do apologise.
No. Never mind. It's fine. Me and Chris done it last week. I've enjoyed it tonight, guys. Really enjoyed it. But we'll be back again next week to do it all over again. All the very best. Cheers now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris, for the invitation. I appreciate that.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. There we go.